Hey everyone, we are in Union Square, New York City for Earth Day 2022 celebration. Earth Day is tomorrow, but they started celebrating here today in New York City, and we are in Union Square. As you can see, there is a stage here that hopefully will start being more entertaining in about 6 minutes. They scheduled to start in 6 minutes. Let's see what's going on around here. There's a lot of companies here representing Earth Day activities. Thank you for your likes and thank you for joining in. Welcome, welcome. Dave and Benjamin, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Today is a good weather. Today it's around 50-ish degrees right now, about 10 degrees Celsius, and it's sunny. It's a little cloudy. It's kind of mixed. Yesterday was super sunny, and today it's kind of mixed, but pleasant. It feels warm. Definitely don't need a winter jacket anymore. We are streaming using YouTube own native application right now. We're testing this for a change, and it's giving us a nice wide angle. We don't get too many messages in the chat yet, but hopefully you will pick up, and the chat will be more active. Let's take a closer look while we're waiting for the stage to begin. That will probably get delayed as always, but good morning, Dave. I love your streams. Gotta take care of some errands. Catch you soon. Anonymous dude, hi, good morning. Please have a lovely day. Same to you. Thank you, thank you. A lot of companies promoting or all kinds of recycling here and earth saving earth basically, and a lot of promotional materials too, a lot of souvenirs, a lot of hats for sale and as souvenirs. If you set up your account with these companies, they give you a souvenir. Yoga companies too, Sahaja Yoga Meditation is represented here, and this one is, what is it, Waves harm more than your body. Waves are trash. Enter your raffle to win a sustainable prize pack. See, they're basically oriented to collect information in a good way from people so they can email them in the future and so forth and so on. This one is Humane League, the Humane League supporting animals, and you can recycle here as well. A lot of bags for sales here. What is this? This is Gen E, the micro philanthropy app to help save the planet. Interesting concept. Marketplace of the future. Why do you compost? Welcome everyone. Thank you for your likes and thank you for your shares and thank you for your subscriptions, memberships, and donations. Thank you. This one is the NYC New York City Compose Project, funded by New York City Sanitation. We have solar, we have electric car, we have LED. We are in Union Square. This is Union Square West and East 17th Street. Broadway continues northbound from here, and we are in Union Square. The time is approaching 12. It's 11:58. Let's see what's going to be on stage there. This is animal-free dairy indulgence. Cool house, and it's a cool vehicle too. Speaking of vehicles, Philadelphia Works, hi. Did not even know it was Earth Day. Stewards of the Earth try to leave less of a carbon footprint. Gregory, well, nice to be working with you. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. Look at this. Awesome truck here. Stephen Brown, blessing to you this afternoon. Thank you very much, and to you. This is how Union Square looks like, and we are gravitating towards stage because this is where they're supposed to have some action soon. OPI Nature Strong. Nature Strong, this looks like cosmetic company. Le Botaniste, bowls, juice, brownies. They sell food, bowls for $10. Juice for $7 and brownies for $5. Laura, hi, all, good morning. I hope you're okay. Yes, we're all good. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for your shares and for your kind donations. This is Waterkeeper Alliance. Waterkeeper Alliance. And so this one is a carbon removal collective, open air. Some of them have books, little souvenirs, little food, like a whole bunch of flyers. T-shirts, and this all is available as long as you're engaged with them and sign up for the, I guess, free letters and such. Something is happening on stage. I guess they're doing a sound check, which is awesome. Oh, it's pretty loud. The Spare Food Company. Spare tonic, lemon and ginger, probiotic. We're giving out samples, head count, registered to vote here. Sound check is going on right there, right now, and there are some places where you can sit, and this is the stage. Hi everyone, welcome, welcome. This is Earth Day Initiative guided event, Earth for Earth Day 2022. Of course, they're not going to start exactly at 12. It's 12:02 right now in New York, but it's nice to hang out in the meantime. And the most organized people are sitting here exactly by 12 o'clock, how it was announced, and waiting for the event to begin. Extinction Rebellion Science Travels. And iHeartRadio is represented there as well. And let's see what's on this side. Youth at the Center. Broadway Green Alliance. And we don't know what these guys are yet. And March for Science, New York City. Okay, awesome. Welcome everyone. Thank you for your likes, for your shares. We have 30 people in chat and only 10 likes. We're missing 20 likes. The more likes, the more people will find our stream. And why? Good afternoon. And good afternoon, chat. Welcome, welcome. Madam Mojo, good afternoon from Cleveland. Earth is home, sweet home. Dan, hi. Laura, are you going to Union Square in this video? We are in Union Square in this video. This is Union Square. a northern portion of Union Square. This is where it's all happening, and the stage is empty, of course. So uh, they always announce everything prematurely, so to speak. But we will be here. We will see what's happening. A little windy and a little cloudy, but still good. Let's walk around Union Square in the meantime. See what else is there. NYC Climate Action Alliance and recycle just food, no packaging. Plastic-free grocery delivery in New York. Kiddo. Elise, hello, hello. Thank you for your likes. 22 people in chat and 16 likes. Thank you so much. The more likes, the more people will discover our stream. Let's walk around Union Square in the meantime. This is New York City live stream, 12:05 local time in New York. One of the entrances to 14th Street and Union Square subway station, and Union Square Park is to our left. See blooming trees, park looks good. Of course, not as sunny as yesterday and more windy than yesterday. So musicians that are probably about to start yes, because it's only 12 o'clock, yes, they unpacking their instruments. You see the drums and what that is. Can someone tell? Israel, hello my friend, a greeting from Cuba. Hi Israel from Cuba, and welcome to our stream. We are browsing in Union Square. Union Square in New York City. We're fixing our gimbal as we have the whole story about gimbal. Our gimbal is being unruly, and we thought that we fixed it, and to the point it was working fine, unless, whoops, it is now. Okay. We had to recalibrate gimbal, and looked like it worked to the point, and recalibrate and update the firmware. Of course, we ordered a new gimbal. It's being delivered soon, but not today. Therefore, we updated the firmware on our existing gimbal, and it was working fine. But okay, so it fell once. If it keeps falling, we will have to take our phone in our own hands. It's been holding for 15 minutes so far without any accident, and it fell. Okay. We'll keep an eye on it. 27 people are watching this right now, and 22 likes. 28 people, 22 likes. Thank you very much. Now, of course, the main event should start on stage. There should be some sort of performances and speeches and this and that. And we kind of suspected that they're going to screw everybody up, and which happened again. They did. Because they announced 12 o'clock, and of course, nothing started at 12 o'clock. So we'll be browsing Union Square, and we'll give them a chance. In the meantime, we have probably those musicians who, if they start playing, we will listen to them, of course, again. And we will be keeping our eye on what's going on stage. Welcome everyone to our stream. We're streaming live from New York City. This is Earth Day event, Earth Day 2022. We have more stands on the opposite side here, which we didn't look at yet. This is Choose Pollution-Free Electricity Today. Okay, now we officially know that our gimbal is not going to work no matter what. Therefore, we're going to recalibrate it in terms of what we're going to hold it with. But in the meantime, look at these beautiful bicycles made out of wood. Okay, so we have I'm going to take our phone out of the gimbal and continue without the gimbal. No big deal. As something's going on stage, we are approaching the stage. Let's see if the gimbal can help us for a moment. Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining in. This is Earth Day 2022 celebration in New York City in Union Square. Thank you for your likes, for your shares, and for your subscriptions, of course, and for your donations, super chats and super stickers.
It's planet Earth, about to give birth off the top. Yo, I didn't rehearse, this is a verse that I'm writing in the moment. Yo, the Earth is so special, but we great can own it. No. Yeah, you know I recycle, but before I do that, I try to hit a pre-cycle, cause then I don't need to get any plastic. I just put it in my bag and I feel fantastic. Oh, yeah, you know I'm in the wind. This is how we do it. Yeah, the Earth is gonna spin at 67,000 miles per hour around the sun. Yo, the sun is for everyone. Hey, and I'm not drilling for oil. I'm just chilling. I'm just trying to rebuild the soil. Yeah. And I have the initiative. It's Earth Day 2022. Here we are, we're spitting it. Ooh, we got the water watch. Take action here, yeah, cause you know it don't stop. The Earth keeps spinning and the people keep winning. When we grow those plants, yo, we see the bees sprouting. Yeah, go ahead and get a garden. Plant a seed and then see it harden. I learned this when I was an adult, cause I didn't learn anything in school about plants. All right, y'all. Woo! Who else is out here, yo? Shout out to Anybag, shout out to Precycle, shout out to NYC. I've been composting here in Union Square for mad long. This is my compost spot. Are y'all into compost?
Yeah!
If you love compost, say, I love compost!
I love compost!
Yay! Okay. Like I mentioned, I'm from here. I grew up in Soho on Mercer Street. And there's not even a tree on my block, like not one single city tree. And that's cool, but you know, my parents weren't really outdoorsy people. First time I was ever like in the Catskills or some kind of forest, I was like 15 years old. And so I wrote a song that kind of just talks about that, you know, growing up in the city, being the city kid. Anybody here from the city? No. I figured as much. Yeah, so this song's called City Kid. Maybe you can relate. Yo, city kid, hey. Alright, yeah. City kid, witty kid, killer shit, spitting what I've written per a minute, yeah, I live in it, the concrete, making in the summer like some raw meat. They said I didn't need nature, but I think they called me. It dawned on me, city air is hard to breathe. Asthmatic, what happened? Faces smoke and debris. Cement and concrete replace soils and leaves. But I don't wanna lead, I'm here to heal and believe. Only trees on my block was the weed in my socks. Someone sold me oregano, I didn't know. Since spring, pulling spring on the rocks. Never seen a rooster. Seen plenty of turkey at the deli when I'd rather have Betty. More cops than compost, so the city mad smelly. Where does food come from? Are we trying to be healthy? There must be berry bushes, all I see is the jelly. It's 1993, I see syringes, but I'm scared of bees. It's springtime, all these flowers make me sneeze. Allergies rampant cause they planted male trees. Females bear fruit, why wouldn't you want these? First time I was in the forest, I was 14. Looking up at canopies never before seen. I was feeling quite swell, I was more serene. Trees keep the mind well. We need the city to be green. Yeah, we need the city to be green. Yeah, I'm a city kid, and I want green on my grid. Water running from the top, no cap, no lead. Off the top, I should know about my watershed. How to collect rain, how to care for garden beds. How to keep the peace, how to really make amends. I never swam in the river, cause pollution be flowing. Wanna reduce crime, let the greens growing. Manhattan had a pond, now no one is rowing. When I've been land in my hand, as a kid not knowing. Let the buffalo roam, let the bird make a nest. Make the city go green, then let everyone rest. We got diversity of people, New York is the best. Plants, animals, and fungi is how we invest. It's a test, what happens in the next few years. I'm blessed, not stressed, time to check out the gears. Turn gray into green, think the life that appears. The earth is here where nature consciousness engineers. City kid, I'm a city kid. Yo, if you want to see the city go green, say yeah!
Yeah!
Did you imagine? Yo, thank you so much. Could you imagine all the green roofs, all the stormwater overflow problems that we would solve with just some green roofs? So you know what plants do? They absorb water. So we gotta capture all that water that's running down into the sewer, into the river, and then we gotta rebuild the soil. Y'all into soil? Can we get into some like dirty talk? I'm just talking about soil. Don't worry. It's kind of kid friendly, I promise. Y'all want to hear about soil?
Yeah!
You want to do some dirty talk? Less enthusiastic. Dirty talk, soil.
Welcome everyone.
Right.
Thank you for your likes, thank you for your shares, and
y'all
thank you
into,
for your
vegetables?
super chats and super stickers. Let's enjoy
Okay.
Earth Day
Maybe we'll
2022
do
in New York
a
City
little
in
bit of
Union
both.
Square.
Let's do some dirty talk and then we'll do some vegetables.
Vegetables!
Okay, what are your favorite vegetables? Carrots? What else?
Broccoli!
Oh, broccoli! Alright, now I gotta do it. Someone said broccoli.
I like broccoli, 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 broccoli. I like broccoli.
I like broccoli. Broccoli's nice. I eat my broccoli with a side of rice. I eat it twice. I eat it thrice. Freeze that broccoli, blanch that ice. I can make a little, I can make a lot. I give broccoli everything I got. I like it hot, I like it crunchy. I grab some broccoli when I'm feeling munchy. Vitamin C, more than an orange. Add it to oats, make a savory porridge. Save it for later, broccoli storage. Broccoli house, broccoli mortgage. Kids don't think that broccoli's whack. Kids are packing broccoli snacks. Broccoli, broccoli. Veggie wraps. Oh yeah, I'm a broccoli bean. I cook it till it's a perfect green. Garlic and oil saute or steam. I like that it looks like a little tree. I eat the leaves, they give me power. Broccoli heads are unbloomed flowers. Kale and Brussels, what's the difference? All these veggies so cruciferous. Broccoli. Broccoli. Veggie wraps. No broccoli. Broccoli. Veggie wraps. Yeah, broccoli. Shout out to broccoli. What other vegetables? y'all like? Anybody into lettuce? Yeah, lettuce? We like lettuce? Are we down with lettuce? Lettuce, love lettuce. Lettuce, love lettuce. Yo, lettuce crunchy and crisp. Got a bunch on my lips, irrigating with drips. Lettuce, lettuce, lettuce. I just took a little snip, outer leaf to the tip. That's a tip when you harvest that lettuce, lettuce. Let us eat it all day, side salad or main. Got the A and the K, iceberg or romaine. With a dressing or plain, while addressing your pain in a dress in the rain. Holding lettuce, lettuce, lettuce can grow in the shade. Let it be known we were made for this lettuce. Always well played on the plate. Let us say grace while we play and display all this lettuce. Let us be paid in lettuce. All of the weeds, let them be lettuce. What else do you need when you're eating that lettuce? Lettuce is a leaf, don't leave without lettuce. Leafy green spinach keeps me alive. I roll with escarole and vibe with endive. Bulbs with the flowers that's feeding the hive. Let us plant seeds, let us thrive. Let us love lettuce, let us love lettuce. Lettuce! There's a lot more veggie wraps, y'all. I can make like a whole veggie medley,
That was
veggie
awesome.
salad.
That was a fun song, says
Well, let's
why.
get- let's
Yes.
keep this
Oh boy,
moving.
it's going to be the final day for the
Y'all
game
want
ball.
some
It
dirty
is the
talk?
final day for the game ball. Teresa, is this for children?
Celery,
Absolutely.
that's next.
Oscar.
Coming up next, I love
I
celery.
definitely like it.
I literally
for my
love all the
school and
vegetables.
for
I'm
my
vegetable.
students.
I'm obsessed
Thank you
with
for your
vegetables
super chats and
salads.
super stickers.
But this is about soil, because without good soil,
Also,
you can't
Cash
get
Apps,
good veggies.
Buy Me a Coffee, and Venmo.
You want the dirt? I'll give you the dirt. I am the dirt that you live on the earth. You want it dirty? I give you the word. I gave you the world. I make it work. I make it work, work, work. I got the worms working under my skirt. I'm what you live on. I'm what it's worth. I am the earth. I give you the dirt. Dirty talk. Get on the ground. My body supports. My body surrounds. Wanna talk dirty? I'll give you the sound. Give me the roots. I'll give you the mound. Feed me your feces. You need to hustle. Clean up my beaches. Show me your muscles. I'll give you crabs. I'll give you turtles. Build me up, baby. I'm building. I'm fertile. Dirt talk. You want the dirt? Feeling the clay and the sand of my shirt. Slipping my sills. I'll give you a squirt. You wanna eat it? You need my dirt. Potassium, nitrogen, enzymes, vitamins. Spread your seeds. I invite them in. Giving you what you need time and time again. I got minerals, fungi, H2O, bacteria, carbon, nematodes. If you wanna grow, you gotta get a hoe. Go work the land. Throw your organics all over my body. I'll make it hot. You're welcome to watch me. I'll break it down. I'll mix it all up. And then when I'm done, you can grow some new stuff. Licking up that plant sweat. I'm sequestering that carbon. I come alive when you get me wet. There's an orgy in your garden. I like variety, so stop that monocropping. Lift up that concrete and watch my flowers topping. The dirt that I've been turning is the cycle, death and birth. And I'm trying to get turned, cause I'm dirty. I'm the earth. You want the dirt? I'll give you the dirt. I am the dirt that you live on the earth. You want it dirty? I'll give you the word. I'll give you the world. I make it work. I make it work, work, work. I got the words working under my skirt. I'm what you live on. I'm what it's worth. I am the earth. I give you the dirt. Thanks, y'all. Dirty talk. Okay, I got one more. It's a viral sensation. And it's about something very important. Something that we're all made out of. Every single living thing on earth needs this to be alive. Trees are an excellent answer to that prompt. But what else? We got air, what else? Water! That's right! We love that water on this beautiful planet. You could even say that planet Earth is a wet-ass planet. You know what I'm saying? The original WAP. Yo. Mountains got a leak. Every day this week. Wet-ass planet. Other planets dry and bleak. Yeah, you living on a wet-ass planet. Bring your body and a cup, drink this wet-ass planet. Get it salty, get it fresh, don't trash this wet-ass planet. I'm the earth and I got a moon. I birthed the life and I grab a spoon. You better change it up very soon. Before December looking like June. Right on top, my ice is the vibe. I am the reason that you are alive. Don't let it melt, you will survive. Clean up the river, to die. Plant fruit trees, set up hives, plants and bees, let them thrive. I want you to let us live. And really to chill and just open your eyes. Make it beam, solar steam, public parks, public streams, cook organic. keep it clean. Trees and forests, keep it green. Yeah. Yes, H2O. Give me 2 hydrogen, add it to oxygen. Same old water, recycling, cycling. In the well, tables full of me. Run down the mountain, filter through trees. When I'm solid, that's that ice. Steam it up like cook that rice. Every crystal's got that glow. Precipitation's cold, it's true. Put your hands in the air for this wet ass planet. And wave them like you care for this wet ass planet. We're talking watersheds on this wet ass planet. Now make it rain. Yes, wet ass planet. Earth got leeches, crabs on beaches. Water is life, better keep it within beaches. 3 days without it, you'll be hearing screeches. Drink it, clean it, leave it to the eels. It's a food chain, we got fish and seagulls. Lobsters, heads, and bottom feeders. Go through the water, make it cleaner. Water's a must, we are water creatures. Ah! Wet ass, you say planet. Wet ass, wet ass. When I say H2, you say O. H2O, H2O.
Because we were born of water and live in water for 9 months. When the water breaks, new life comes. But even deeper than that, we come from our mother's water and her mother's water and so on. All the original water flows through us from the beginning and all around us.
Now put your hands in the air for this wet ass planet. Talking watersheds on this wet ass planet. Now make it rain on this wet ass planet. Thank you all so much. I'm Hilda the Killer. This is the Earth Show. Yo, please consider dropping me some dollar bills. I recycle all money into the green economy. I got a little planter right there. This is my sign. Please tag me, follow me. Wet Ass Planet is dropping tomorrow on all streaming services. Thank you so much for letting me share this day with
Thanks,
you.
okay, good afternoon.
We are the Earth!
Yeah, it's for everyone. It is pretty cool, actually. And it's for everyone. Now we had a dancing garbage bag right here.
Stage, hosted by Earth Day Initiative and March for Science in New York City.
Oh, look at
We have a full
that.
lineup of speakers ranging from artists and activists, producers and scientists, on to various genres, academic, and
Stars in the park, yeah. Go. This is where it starts. You wanna be free. It starts in the park, yeah. Go. This is where it starts. You wanna be green. It starts in the park. Go. This is where it starts. You wanna be green. It starts in the park. Go.
Producing meat consumption and with Svetlana Krakowska heading the Ukrainian delegation at our NYC.
And why says might have to bleep some words for kids. Well, kids are bleep resistant these days.
effective science communication.
A big focus of our stage is that we don't have the luxury of focusing on just one issue at a time. We have to move forward with real and robust climate action, which is intersectional and addresses both root causes and the most impacted communities.
We hope that the Earth Day 2022 virtual stage gives you more insight into our challenges and a path forward to help with the solutions we need.
Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your super chats and super stickers.
This is where it starts. I wanna be green. It starts in the park. This is where it starts. You wanna be green. It starts in the park. Go. You wanna be green. It starts in the park. This is where it starts. You wanna be green. I know that you will. Some of us will risk arrest for the earth. I know that some of you will have a revolutionary presence in your NGO for the park, for the earth, for your ecosystem. It's time to be more radical than the institutions around us are asking us to be. It's time to destroy and rebuild our institutionality. We waited and waited and waited. We were just at Glasgow at the COP26 at the International Climate Conference.
CB Earth Day 2070. Happy Earth Day. What's
Drive
changed?
their bad deal. They are going to continue. They're going to continue to put the CO2 and the methane and the nitrous oxide into our atmosphere. And then we want people like you and me walk out of the negotiations, disgusted, ready to leave, and ready to start a new kind of earth movement. All the old institutions are dragging their feet. They're all too slow, too moderate, trying to negotiate away our lives. Starts in the park. Right here.
Teresa, lunchtime, where's food?
This parks commissioner is spraying Bayer and Monsanto's Roundup with this toxic chemicals, glyphosate. We're probably inhaling this stuff right now. The commissioner's only been there for a month, appointed by Eric Adams. She needs to confront the fact that the city council voted unanimously to ban the stuff a year ago. She cannot spray with glyphosate. Somebody give me there's Hallelujah here. Somebody, Hallelujah! Where's Hallelujah? Shout it out! Where's Hallelujah? Where's Hallelujah? Where's Hallelujah? Where's Hallelujah? Where's Hallelujah? No glyphosate in the New York City Parks Department. Amen, son? No. Amen. Poison in the parks, no, not at all. Commissioner, now what was that law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was that law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was that law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was that law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was that law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was the law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was the law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all. Commissioner, what was the law? No poison in the parks, no, none at all.
We've done YC 1.5. We're already at 1.5. So we got a lot of work to do to make sure that we don't exceed 1.5. It's so, I'm sorry to, go ahead. Like 1.1, it sounds so tiny. Like it's from a
Don't forget to give us a like, and if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe with all notifications.
seeing these consequences, and it's only changing more. We're seeing people currently in New York City, and we're seeing people like the like these massive changes from such a small group. So keeping your confidence, you think it's mitigation.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're chanting about the decision by the Commissioner of New York City Parks to continue to spray our parks with the famous herbicide Roundup. Oh my God, just hearing that phrase. That old John Wayne cowboy phrase, Roundup. With its toxicity. With its toxicity, glyphosate. The Bayer Company and the Monsanto Company. They merged together and Bernie Sanders called it a marriage made in hell. Glyphosate has been voted banned in a unanimous vote by the City Council of New York City 1 year ago. 1 year ago. And yet this new commissioner, just on the job a few weeks, appointed by Mayor Adams, she has said publicly to the City Council that she needs to continue to spray with this known carcinogen. Tom said, I don't like carcinogens. I don't like carcinogens. I don't like carcinogens. We like to go to the executive offices of the Department of New York City Parks. You know where it is? The Arsenal building next to the zoo on 60th and 5th Avenue. You know what I'm talking about? That's their executive headquarters. We like to go there. We like to go up into their offices and sing songs to them. This is the Stock Shopping Choir. We're from the Earth Church. The Earth is who we pray to. And the Earth guides us. And our assignment is to protect the Earth. Because the Earth gives us the miracle of life. And we like living here. And we will risk arrest to convey the information, to encourage the emotion, to fill people with song, to rile them up, until they do what we have done when we've been successful in our culture in changing our society.
Hey, Miss Shadow, well from Georgia. Hi, welcome to New York, Thursday 2022 in Union Square.
And act up, and stand up, and occupy Wall Street, and Black Lives Matter, and the Me Too movement. We took the risk. We took the risk. We risked arrest. We walked out there and let ourselves become embarrassed, like I'm making a fool of myself at this very moment. We've got to go to another level now. We're not the NGOs anymore. We're not the Sierra Club anymore. We're not Nature Conservancy anymore. We're not the Environmental Defense Fund anymore. We're people, human beings, with this earth to deal with. It's direct, it's radical,
Please,
it's
hi,
saving our lives,
welcome.
and letting the earth save us. Somebody give me Earth Hallelujah. Earth Hallelujah. Earth Hallelujah. Next up, Adil Ahmed from the Black Institute. Let's give it up for Adil. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Good afternoon, everybody. My
Hey,
name is
Moonshadow,
Adil Ahmed.
how's it
I'm
feel
the community
today?
organizer for the Black Institute. Glad to see you. Our organization does research and action on issues through the lens of Black, Indigenous, and people of color. We take that to heart very well because a lot of the issues going on is being mostly done to people of color. But the BS that's been happening in this city for the last couple of years and beyond now, forever, is environmental racism. Most of this pesticide use glyphosate that gives people lymphoma, that gives people cancer, that gets people to die. Our kids are dying right now. And most of this is being done in neighborhoods where Black and brown people live. Most of this is being done in neighborhoods where working class people live. We're calling for the Parks Department to maintain our parks organically, but I'll tell you something, before the passing of this law, it was already happening in wealthy neighborhoods. It was already happening in white majority
Hey,
neighborhoods.
Rob Random?
So what the hell, why is justice taking so long? It's been a year since the passing of this law. And we haven't heard anything. We've been meeting with the Parks Department and we're trying to get together more transparency to the public. I mean, it's common sense.
I
Something
tell
becomes
you,
law, at
I
least
see
have a commission or
pre-cycle
something
booth
set up.
right just
Nothing.
to the left.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes, pre-cycle booth is right there. Pre-cycle, plastic-free grocery delivery in New York.
The Most State Coalition, Extinction Rebellion, and others, and we are demanding that the Parks Department give the people an answer. What are you doing to stop poisoning our parks? What are you doing to move organic? Because you pride yourself on being eco-friendly, but are you eco-friendly? So enough is enough, and I know there's a lot of people here. There's a lot of people recording. We need to get the word out. We also need people to get involved. There are folks walking around. I got flyers on tables there near iHeartRadio. Check us out. Now's the time to have pressure, folks. If it's one person saying something, they ignore us. If it's 10 people saying something, they listen. If it's 100, they start shredding. If it's thousands, they start doing. So let's get together, people. All right? What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. We don't get it, shut it down. If park. Local, local, this is where it starts. You wanna be free? It starts in the park. Local, local, this is where it starts. You wanna be free? It starts in the park. Local, local, this is where it starts. You wanna be free? It starts in the park. Local, local, this is where it starts. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Come a little closer. We can talk. Then we can talk. Just briefly. Just briefly. About the park. About the park. Come a little closer. Come a little closer. Talk.
I'm doing a show on climate tonight tomorrow. And I was going to ask people around here what they think of climate too. What would you say to climate tonight?
I go to the park every day. I go to the park every day. Prospect Park is a rich park. Prospect Park is a rich park. They hardly spray in Prospect Park. They hardly spray in Prospect Park. They do spray. They do spray. But only a little bit. Only a little bit. I know. I know. You spray a lot more. You spray a lot more. In other parks. In other parks. Where are those parks? Where are those parks? That's right. Please. Out in the natural areas. Out in the natural areas. We don't spray a lot. We don't spray a lot. In Union Square Park. In Union Square Park. In Bryant Park. Or Bryant Park. Or Central Park. Or Central Park. Battery Park. Or Battery Park. These are the parks. These are the parks. Controlled by alliances. Controlled by alliances. These are privatized parks. Privatized parks. They take a lot of money. Take a lot of money. And hire a lot of people. Hire a lot of people. In the people's parks. In the people's parks. What do they use? What do they use? They use glyphosate. They use glyphosate. Why do they use glyphosate? 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 Because it's the cheapest way. Because it's the cheapest way. Cheapest way. The cheapest way. To kill a weed. It's the cheapest way. It's the cheapest way. To kill a weed. To kill a weed. Why do we want to stop glyphosate? Why do we want to stop glyphosate? Because it's a poison. Because it's a poison. Because there's no safe way. Because there's no safe way. To use glyphosate. To use glyphosate. There's no safe exposure. There's no safe exposure. To glyphosate. To glyphosate. Who does this impact? Who does this impact? Park workers. Park goers. Park goers. Cats. Cats. Trees. Trees. The wildlife. The wildlife. The soil. The soil. The water table. The water table. The wildlife in the water. The wildlife in the water. The ocean. There is glyphosate. There is glyphosate. In 80% of breast milk. In 80% of breast milk. There is glyphosate. There is glyphosate. In 98% of beer. In 98% of beer. Including organic beer. Including organic beer. Glyphosate is ubiquitous. Glyphosate is ubiquitous. It's invisible. It's invisible. It's toxic. It's toxic. It's the cheapest way. It's the cheapest way to kill a weed. To kill a weed. What should we do? What should we do? Stop using glyphosate. Stop using glyphosate. Obviously. Obviously. Why haven't we stopped using glyphosate? Why haven't we stopped using glyphosate? Because it's invisible. Because it's invisible. Because it's cheap. Because it's cheap. And because the corporations that sell it. And because the corporations that sell it control scientists. Control scientists. They control governments. They control governments. And they control consumers. And they control consumers. The city of New York. The city of New York. Passed a law. Passed a law. Democratically elected officials. Democratically elected officials. Passed the law. Passed the law. Of those officials. The constituents of those officials. That's us. That's us. That's us. That's us. It's a law. It's a
the law.
Now whose job is it?
Now whose job is it?
To enforce the law.
To enforce the law.
You tell me.
You tell me.
Whose job is it?
Whose job is it?
To enforce the law.
To enforce the law.
You tell me.
You tell me.
It's the government's job to enforce their own laws.
It's the government's job to enforce their own laws.
They don't mind picking people up in the subway.
They don't mind picking people up in the subway.
Or jumping turnstiles.
Or jumping turnstiles.
They don't mind picking people up for being houseless.
They don't mind picking people up for being houseless.
But we get arrested.
But we get arrested.
For trying to enforce a law.
For trying to enforce a law.
Or even talking about a law.
Or even talking about a law.
Glyphosate is illegal.
Glyphosate is illegal.
In the parks of New York.
In the parks of New York.
So why are they still spraying?
So why are they still spraying?
Why are they still spraying?
Why are they still spraying?
Because glyphosate is the cheapest way.
It's the cheapest way
To kill a weed.
to kill a weed.
What about these hands?
What about these hands?
What about all these hands?
What about all these hands?
Can't we pull weeds?
Can we pull weeds?
Can't we pull them ourselves?
Can we pull them ourselves?
And what is a weed anyway?
And what is a weed anyway?
I use plantain all the time.
I use plantain all the time.
What do I use it for?
What do I use it for?
Cuts, bruisage, cellulitis. Plantain is a weed, but it's also a medicine. So it's hemp.
So it's hemp.
Amen.
Amen.
Hola, compañeros, compañeras. Aquí estamos hoy día, en el Día de la Tierra, recordándole al gobierno de la ley que el gobierno mismo pasó.
Don't forget to subscribe. Hi, welcome to Earth Day 2022 in New York City, in Union Square.
De Nueva York. ¿Hasta cuándo? ¡Basta! ¡Paren de echar veneno en los parques! Llevamos años en esto. El gobierno dio la promesa en la forma de una ley de que esto no se iba a hacer más. ¿Y por qué se sigue haciendo? Porque es la manera más barata de matar una maleza.
Hey, Rob Brandon.
Porque es una
Hey,
maleza.
Ambrose. Good afternoon, Joseph. Good
Paren de
afternoon.
rociar veneno en los
Moonshine,
parques.
sunshine,
Señor
yeah.
comisionado, aquí le decimos fuerte y claro, pare de echarle veneno a los parques de Nueva York.
They actually call themselves Earth Church, believe it or not. Never heard of it, but hey, they have their old preacher, and that's the guy in a very fancy suit.
No más. No más. No más. No más. No más.
No más, no queremos Roundup, 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 no más, no más glifosatos, 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 no más, no queremos veneno, no más, no queremos veneno,
Interesting.
We're gonna give it over to all of you now. Choir. The Black Institute. We're with the Earth Church. We're glad to be here. Earth Day 2022. We're thanking the Earth right now for your witness. Thanking the Earth for your
The
intelligence.
Pink Priest has a hairdo worthy of being your next president.
Bravery.
Yes, and we're wondering what is he doing? Does he really believe in this, or it is his, you know what?
We want to put out a thank you to the cherry trees at Corlear's Hook in the East River Park.
Francesco, ciao, I'm very happy that you are a friend of the
luxury
nature.
towers or
Hey,
something or other,
Francesco,
it's not
happy
clear
birthday
why.
2022.
In just the last 2 days, beautiful cherry trees in bloom, beautiful pink and purple flowers, chainsawed by our city. This is happening all the time. We're in a death spasm. We're in a killing habit. And you and I, we know we have to assign to ourselves a change in how we're living our lives. Our ordinary, everyday, default life must be changed. We must scare ourselves
I
now.
think it's called pruning.
Do the unexpected.
Moonshot, I'm very
Look to the
fond
earth
of animals and
to guide
plants
us.
myself.
The Earth has something called evolution. And evolution is happening at a tremendous pace right now. It's something called the sixth extinction. Accelerating all around us. The sixth extinction. Hundreds of species disappearing every week. Antarctica, 70 degrees Fahrenheit above the average. The jet streams, the big ocean currents shifting, stopping,
Man,
starting.
welcome to the
We're
Earth
in
Day
an apocalypse right
2022.
now. And the best thing we can do is to give it up to the Earth. To learn from the Earth. To be grateful to the Earth. To learn the Earth's language.
Good afternoon.
Those of us who happen to be, God help us, European Americans, we haven't known how to listen to the Earth for many centuries.
Talking about evolution.
Now's a good time
What the
to get
hell? I
that
thought it
language
was
square.
all
Start
made
learning.
in 7
Somebody
days.
give me a
Oh,
hallelujah.
this is
Hallelujah.
fabulous coming. Thank you.
Are we going to listen to the
So
Earth?
awesome.
Are we going to
And so
stop
right straight to
poisoning
the
the
point.
Earth? Stop! Stop poisoning! Stop!
The funniest comment of the day so far.
Stop poisoning! Stop! Earth hallelujah, everybody!
Hey, Merck. Good afternoon. In all honesty, there's no audience. They did not gather a single audience. There was like 5 people randomly stopping by because watching them, and a few people taking videos. Robin, thank you, appreciate it. LOL, I like to have a laugh. The stage is behind us and there's nothing on stage right now. We were assuming that something might have been at 1 o'clock and this is 12:57 in New York. We'll see. And bros, less people than at a school play. There. Where school play, they probably have a couple of thousand kids. More shout out, time for my lunch. Enjoy your lunch. Probably answer, Master Chief. We can see her acorns. And nothing to say about anything, but he has 100% female followers, except for one guy, but he doesn't belong to the church. He's from a different organization, and that's another couple right there, where the husband is following her wife, and probably it's dressed as a Halloween pantsuit of some sort. I guess they're all madly in love with the priest. And we're not going to continue elaborating on that because it's none of our business. Let's see if they run to save Jesus people. I don't think they have saved Jesus people here now, but that was fun. And this young lady looks like her mom right there, so I guess they, and also we saw another mom and daughter couple there in the, behind the poster. Let's see what's going on around the stage. We'll catch up to this, guys.
Amen. Good job, everybody. Good job. Thank you for partnering with us.
Oh, I guess they're done. And instead of hallelujah, they say earth-hallelujah, or something like this. This is, I guess, the pink priest's invention. And instead of thank you, Jesus, they say thank you, tree. You're beautiful. That's an easy religion to follow if you don't pay too many attention to logical inconsistencies. Like one of them is about 7 days and technology. Let's go move back toward the stage area, see what's going on there. Well, we had some fun. Well, they had a point to the extent, but the whole Earth Church thing is, there's so many different churches. Anyone can lead their own church. Bro, well, at least they have had a nice walk, an exercise. It was a little bit of mild aerobic session. And bros, they are doing more than I am on my couch. True that too. Stage is empty. However, let's see if we have any other activities here. They're translating the virtual Earth Day interviews on the screen on stage, but not too many people pay any attention to it.
And how the solutions are about joy and the love and the fun. And of course, it's so important to talk about all the serious demands, but it's also important to show that there is joy in what we're fighting for. That it isn't scary to be an activist. It isn't all doom and gloom, and there is a lot of hope. Not to hide what's happening, not to hide the injustices, but because our optimism is revolutionary, because we are holding on to that gentle future, that safe future, that world where we know that no one will be left behind. If there's one thing that I want people to take away from my story or from my activism, is that to me, activism is an act of love. I feel angry and sad and afraid, and those fuel my activism. Those emotions are coming from a place of love for life, and majority of people and the planet, and for joy and for gentleness. That's what my activism is about. It's not just anti-capitalism or anti-fossil fuel industry. It's also pro-community, pro-joy, and pro-justice and pro-innovation. And that's what we should really remember, that when we say that we are unstoppable, another world is possible, we should be building and reimagining what that world looks like already. Let's not box ourselves into these cages where we feel like there's no other chance.
Rob says, well, she is quite hot when you turn the volume down.
We have to imagine, create, and build together.
Let's see, we were expecting to have some sort of activity on stage every hour at least, but no, nothing. We'll be here for another little bit just to hopefully catch some more action. And in the meantime, some food here. This is Harlem Grown, powered by Elaine Sandman, Juice Generation, and they're giving out a free example of food. Free samples. That's a small plate of very appetizing food. And the kids are helping, it's very nice. I don't know if we can do a food review because we will be eating and at the same time streaming, and our gimbal is unstable, so it can fall at any time. So we are focusing on stabilizing the gimbal, but let's take a look what they're getting. Basically, it's a vegetable-based dish that has, I guess it's vegetables and olive oil, organic extra virgin olive oil, and vegetables, corn, add yellow peppers, garbanzo nuts, and some leaves. And lemon juice. So it's a pretty healthy thing. And they're cutting these vegetables that are sitting there on the desk next to them. And this is basically, and mushrooms, and this is basically what goes into that dish. They're based on 118 West 134th Street in Harlem.
No, he said, don't flip your mouth.
Rob says just grab a fork and eat out of the main bowls. Yeah, that's what I normally do at home, but not here. That's funny. Yeah, they serving plates, and it's really a size of almost size of a good lunch. All I eat in Amsterdam is cheese and cakes. This is a very healthy diet. And that's a girl who was on stage singing rap songs. This is pre-cycled, just food, no packaging. Very good name for a business company like that. And this guy here, he's not affiliated with this event, but we've seen him before. He uses typewriter to type the poems. He improvises poems for someone, and I guess he wrote good templates, and then he just uses different names to customize it, and it becomes a good souvenir, a good dedication for someone.
What an adult red wiggler worm would look like. They're red in color, they may have some like beige spots, but how you can identify them as an adult is this ring around their neck, like a little pillow around their neck. So that's when you know that they're an adult worm. And usually when they're in a very happy condition or environment, they'll mate with each other, so they tell each other like, oh, this is a great home, let's populate, let's take over this this worm bin, and they'll continue to be happy. So how does somebody in New York City make a worm? So these worms tend to like the same conditions as us. They like to be warm, but not too cold, not too hot. They like room temperatures, things like that, and they like to eat, right? So how I generally describe a worm bin is that you need the kitchen, right? The kitchen, the food. You need the bed to sleep in. This is considered the bedding here, or these dry material. You need the bathroom, which is essentially the entire bin. Just essentially, you need to make a home for them. You need to take care of them like they would be, like as a pet. So what you would do if you're making a fresh worm bin is to collect this dry material. So this is newspaper, we consider the bedding, and you would put it in this bin. So before you even kind of put the bed in, you need to prepare the bin itself. Just like us, worms do breathe, right? And they like moisture, so you need to allow for air to flow throughout the bin. So if you close it here, you don't have any way to get air in, they'll kind of suffocate, right? So what you would do is you would drill a little bit of holes here. So you've got holes on the top of the bin. Sometimes you can put holes on the side of the bin too. Some folks like to put holes underneath the bin. So it's generally like, as long as you can get some airflow in there, that's great so that they can breathe. So you got the house, right? And then you want to do the bedding. So what you would do is pretend that there's nothing here. This is a bare bin. So what you want to do is prepare your bedding, your newspaper. You can get this from the store when you're shopping. Rip them up like this so they're in smaller pieces. And what you can do to help with like moisture content is spray this paper so that it's not like dripping wet, but it's like moist to touch. You would lay out the material like this. Alright. You have your bedding, you're all ready, and you have your worms. What you want to do then is provide them with food, right, so that they can survive. So you have your chopped up food scraps, things like that. But what you have to keep in mind, just like
worms
us,
are good friends to humanity.
worms
Earth Day is tomorrow, yes,
diet, right?
but
So I
they
don't
are
like certain things.
having a big event and celebration
Something that
today,
you want to
a
do
day
to keep
before Earth
away
Day.
from is no meat. I know there's like no meat, no cheeses or dairy. You kind of want to feed them mostly vegan scraps, right? But there's other things too that they don't like. For example, they don't really like onions, like alliums. They don't like this stuff. They don't like broccoli, like brassicas. Anything that's really smelly, you kind of want to stay away from, like Brussels sprouts, just because they could eat it, but in a small home, like an apartment, it may get a little bit smelly. So you kind of want to stay with like the fresh stuff, like lettuces, tomatoes, peppers, things like that, some leafy greens. So anything like this you can set aside to feed the worms. So you got the diet, and then when you do purchase worms, you can purchase worms online. They typically come in like half a pound or 1 pound or more. Kind of the rule of thumb that you want to keep in mind is that 1 pound of worms can eat half its body weight per week. So you can feed them half a pound of food scraps per week. And keep in mind that like that's an ideal weight, but you do want to fluctuate depending on how happy they are, how much they thrive. So when you have that all prepared, what you can do is start putting your food scraps underneath the bed. So this is kind of to protect them from like sunlight and exposure, keep them moist, and you want to put some food scraps. Probably to one side is okay for now. Food scraps. And another rule of thumb too is that, you know, these critters are pretty small, so you don't want to feed them a whole apple, right? You want to chop them up into smaller pieces so that they decompose a lot faster. So this, probably they won't go for these. It will actually take quite a long time for them to decompose this carrot. You want to go for some chopping options instead. Once you have it prepared and laid down for the worms, you can put your bedding kind of back on top. And that's basically it. Once you have your worm bin ready, what you want to do is store them in a dark, cool place, because unfortunately they don't like sunlight. If you've ever seen worms above the surface, they like to scurry down and get away from, you know, the sunlight. You also, every now and then, probably on a weekly basis or a daily basis to begin with, is just check up on your worms and just make sure that they're happy and that the food scraps don't go moldy. If you see any visible mold on the food itself, you want to take that out because they won't eat mold. They like the fresh stuff, freshly chopped, freshly made food scraps. Maybe you want to continue spraying water on your bedding and things like that. So just a few tips that we'd like to share when talking about a worm bin.
How do you use the vermicompost?
Yeah, good question. So once you've come to the point where you have this finished compost called vermicompost, you can essentially harvest it after 2 to 3 months. There's a process called curing that we composters use. Vermicompost for using worms, you don't need to cure the compost. You don't need to wait for your vermicompost to be ready. You can harvest it right away. And how you use it is typically, so this is vermicompost, and this is regular compost not using worms. So this is another process of composting. Vermicomposting is slightly more potent than regular compost. It has a lot of nutrients, nutrient dense. So you actually want to use a little bit of vermicompost in your houseplants. I wouldn't do more than a 1/4 inch of compost on top of your soil, and you can mix it in as well. And you would typically apply vermicompost to your houseplants once, maybe twice a year. So it's so potent that you don't need to reapply it every week or every 2 weeks. And something else to note is that compost or vermicompost is a slow release fertilizer compared to your store-bought like liquid fertilizer that you would have to apply every 6 weeks. This is so potent and so slow release that you can apply it only once a year, and you'll still continue to get nutrients throughout the year as well. Are we getting any questions on Instagram?
Anybody has any questions about vermicompost?
Awesome, we just got a full presentation on how to cultivate worms and keep them happy. If someone wants to touch the worm, we can touch the worm. what to feed to worms, how to keep the worms, make sure the worms breathing and multiplying, and this is all NYC New York City Compost Project, funded by New York City Department of Sanitation. That was a very passionate presentation about worms, very packed with a lot of information. I actually remember being a child using these worms to fish, digging the worms out of the ground and then putting them on a hook and fishing. That is something that this young lady would never uh, tolerate because that is a worm abuse. Humane League is a non-profit organization dedicated to keeping the animals happy. This is Sahaja Yoga meditation. They are shopping for clients here. Welcome everyone to the stream. This is Thursday, 2022 in Manhattan, in Union Square, New York City.
If you're not a partner, then you could use those joysticks. You get discounts on sustainable brands. That's the general concept. So we're going to teach you.
Misplaced something, so it was
We're going to walk around Union Square and take a look at other things. Thanks. Okay, we are in Union Square. We are in Union Square, and Earth Day 2022 is tomorrow, but it being celebrated here today. We saw a performance first, and then we walked around the stands, and now we're going to see what's going on in Union Square otherwise. Welcome everyone, thank you for your likes and thank you for your shares. Also thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe with all notifications. We are approaching 5,000 subscribers mark, and we can't wait for this to happen. This will be a major milestone in our channel's history. Someone is recording videos, a dancer perhaps. It's pretty cool. Let's take a look. John, going green is great for Earth. Brabando, free the worms. My new church of worming gonna get me a pink suit. That's right. See, no business idea. The clue is in the name earthworms. Put them back in the ground. And bros, I'll only handle trolley gummy worms. Moonshadow at L need to work on the High Line. happened? Someone did not know it was an Earth Day, then nothing would ever happen. This is a very cool way to get exercise for sure, says Mark. Wow, and it just keeps going. Anonymous dude, she's having fun. Oh. And she just paused. Alright, let's see. We hear some sort of music coming from that corner of Union Square. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see. And after all, we're just browsing around Union Square. John, just watching New York Nets game. Francisco Lindor just hit a homer. Coca-Cola Corner at City Field in Flushing, Queens, New York. Yay! Congrats. Oh yeah, we saw them before as well. We're singing old songs, and YouTube kills our streams when we did that last time. They killed our stream, they murdered it. So with your permission, we will bypass it right now and navigate back around Union Square toward the stage to see if there's anything else going on stage. And we people watch as well. This is the southern tip of Union Square. We're covering Earth Day 2022 in Union Square. We have seen a couple of performances so far. We saw a rap performance, Earth Day rap, and also we saw the so-called Earth Church. I want to say performance as well, which was pretty entertaining. We hear subway trains downstairs. And this is Union Square Park. Our gimbal is, for the most part, we don't want to jinx it, but we will have to retire this gimbal. But we did some sort of firmware update and calibration in the morning, and looks like it's doing its best. Sometimes it can't handle it anymore, but for the most part, it's still holding our phone, so that's good. Also, we're streaming today, this time using YouTube native application. We're testing it and seeing how the quality of the stream is as far as pixelation and definition. Also, of course, it's giving wider angles when we do it through the application like that. John says, very talented performance, yes. And Go Braves says, anonymous dude. Drago Mets. Moonshadow. What's Slice Back? Interesting. Tap dancing. Yes, that's good example of tap dancing. This is Lafayette, the statue of Lafayette in Union Square. We're streaming for 1 hour and 37 minutes, and most of it was pretty entertaining. Let's go back to the stage area, which is right there. Let's see if something's cooking. It's 1:30 p.m., so there is a chance that they scheduled more events than just streaming video conferencing on the screen that no one really pays attention. So we walked around Union Square, the full circle, and now we head back into the northern area of Union Square. Let's see what's going on there. Don't be surprised if nothing, but let's see. Earth Day 2022, stop the climate crisis. Yep, nothing, still video conferencing. We can just say boring. But a lot of people here, not super crowded, but crowded. And
yeah, so like it's like a
today's work day too. It's Thursday, so that would probably make sense to do on zero waste. Walking and dancing garbage can.
Dishonesty, the untruths, the half-truths. If you expose them for what they are, that's already an important step. Because no one wants to be conned. No one wants to be at the losing end of a con. Nobody wants to be a sucker. And in effect, what the fossil fuel industry has done is to make us all into suckers. We've been conned into thinking that this is all fine. And think about it. Who pays the price? If we have a terrible hurricane that destroys homes and FEMA has to get called in and flood insurance claims get paid, who picks up the bill for that? It's not the fossil fuel industry, it's all of us. It's the American taxpayers. And if you go to the NOAA website, you can see we are looking at tens of
No one
billions
really
of
listening
dollars
to
every
that,
year
but
now.
it's actually pretty good material. But the people sitting there just eating by the tables. Fun. There's some cameras, we don't know who they represent, but we did not see a lot of television. We in fact did not see any television. Merp, we will see you later. John, darn it. Mets left the time runs cool. Thursday 2022 in New York City in Union Square. This is not the only event dedicated to this day, but for today it's probably it. And tomorrow in New York, there are different locations or different events, including a lot of events for the children all over the boroughs in Queens and Brooklyn and Manhattan and Staten Island and in the Bronx. Look at these beautiful bicycles made out of wood and what do you say, cocoa mat dot bike. Sleep on nature. Look at this bicycle. None must do it's a cool costume, and also that young lady was on stage at the beginning of our stream almost singing a rap song dedicated to Earth and vegetables. Very nice bikes. Friends of NYC, friends of clear water. Listen to nature.net. Book sale only $10. Free nature cards, free earth chocolates. Meditate in nature. Sign up here for free outdoor guided sessions in New York City parks. John is not happy about the mask right now. $12 logo tea sale. Not so bad if you want to get a good souvenir from here. This is New York Rider Share. 511 NY Rider Share. This guy is standing on a sign saying, tired of helicopter noise? Stop the chop. New York, New Jersey. You have to be living in a fancy neighborhood to be tired of helicopter noise. Like Daffy Park, maybe?
What's up?
So we are in New York, in Union Square, and we're streaming live from Earth Day 2022 celebration and events. We've seen quite a few interesting things, and now we are going to take a look at the stage, and there's nothing going on the stage. Still feed of interviews dedicated to Earth Day 2022 through loudspeakers.
What brings you to well, the Earth is the Earth Day event. I want to celebrate my existence 4.5 billion years, yo.
Love that for us. So, what's something individually you feel
Connect with the Earth, compost, know where you put something on. life, you know, if you're caring about life. I think like you were here and the things you do on Earth are really important to Earth. That's why I love it.
How do you feel like you first got involved with environmental?
Well, I grew up here in New York City, just a mile away from the and it took me a while to really think about the Earth and the planet. So in my adult life, I actually started getting into it. Just and then I just write it and started doing all my
Now, never Earth kill up for the next generation.
plant trees, don't cut down trees, plant trees, compost, be kind with each other, wash in the garden, plant shit, grow your own food.
Love that for us now. Remember in the square hazards that the Earth was wrapped. So do you think that you can share some of the harms that we've manifested?
So the Earth is here and you live square, and I'm really about all that clean air. Yeah, I'm really need to get that water on the planet I need hotter. I'm just cool, yeah, I like to chill. I got cycles and systems that is me. I'm so ill. Earth, yeah, I spit. And what I really want is for everyone to live.
Yay! Yes! 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 You heard it straight from the That was so awesome. Okay. So, something that we
Well, I think my American dream that we abolish borders and get back to land borders, standing on mountains and ranges, rivers, our watersheds, and really connect with the thing that gives us life
I hadn't even gotten to the second card. I'm so sorry. I haven't asked any of your
This is the Brad Show Live.
share with us what you think are some people that could
That's pretty cool. Brad Show Live. Interesting.
And he also wrote an extraordinary op-ed that I read recently in the Guardian. So Jamie, thank you so much for taking a second to talk with us. We don't have a ton of time, so I want to dive in because I've got a million questions for you. Your op-ed gave me a lot to think about. Let's start with just the basics. If you can help us connect the Ukraine invasion with fossil fuels, just for those of us who are kind of just getting on board here.
Sure. Well, it's great to be with you, Sarah. Good to be here for Earth Day. So I think it's really important for people to understand that fossil fuels power Putin's war machine. The Russian economy is completely dependent on oil and gas, which means that the Putin regime and
There are
its
some
ability
food
to wage
vendors,
this
and
horrific war
there
in
is the
Ukraine
company
is
there
directly
who
tied to
is
the price of
called
oil and gas
Harlem.
and production of
That's
that
called
in
Harlem
Ukraine.
Grown, and
Just
they
to
are
give a
actually
few
giving out a
numbers
small
today,
plates of
40%
healthy
of Russia's
vegetable-based
federal budget comes from oil and gas,
foods.
and that makes up a full 60% of the country's exports. And so without that money, Putin wouldn't be able to do what he's doing. You know, last October, as Russia was preparing to launch this invasion, they were making more than $500 million a day from fossil fuels. So I think the important thing to recognize is that as long as we're dependent on oil and gas of any kind, not just specifically Russia, but as we can talk about, as long as we're tied in to
this global fossil fuel economy, we're going to continue to fund
The atmosphere in
dictators like
Union Square
Putin
Earth
and
Day
other regimes around the world
2022,
who are
which
going to use
is
that power to
officially
wage
tomorrow,
war,
but
commit
this whole
atrocities, and continue
event
to
is
worsen our
dedicated
climate
to
crisis.
Earth Day
Right, and they'll have us
2022.
over a barrel. So this is a barrel.
Well, it's not good. That's a live feed, I guess, of scientists and other people who, which is dedicated to Earth Day. Basically, they're discussing all kinds of subjects, fossil fuels, for example, and such and such. The local time in New York is 1:45, and we've been streaming for 1 hour and 51 minutes. We're streaming live from Union Square here in New York City. It's getting warmer. The sun is out, and the clouds are there, but they're not protecting much. So it is getting warmer now, which is good. And let's see what we saw. We saw a couple of performances. We walked around the stands, and we basically soaked into the atmosphere of Earth Day 2022 here in Union Square.
Definitely.
We will probably stream again today. Maybe from Union Square, maybe from a different location. It depends on what we find interesting and if we have time to do that. There is no specific schedule, but we always invite you to subscribe with all notifications if you're not subscribed yet. This way you will never miss our stream. Hey Diane, good afternoon. Damaribu, good morning. How are you today? We are good. Good afternoon. Been streaming for almost 2 hours, and this is Union Square in New York City. Earth Day 2022 celebration. And a lot of companies represented here who are working toward saving the earth and making the earth a better, cleaner, healthier place. Before we say goodbye for now, we want to thank you again for all your time watching our stream and other streams and future streams. Thank you for being a subscriber, and if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe with all notifications. This will ensure that you will never miss the notifications when we're live again. And of course, thank you for your likes, thank you for sharing the link on your social media, and thank you for all of your donations, your super chats, your super stickers. Thank you for becoming a member and being a member of our channel. And of course, thank you for buying us coffee on Ko-Fi, as well as Venmo and Cash App. We will see you later. We will see you soon. Have a fantastic day. And we will be back sooner than you think. Goodbye.